Knowledge world. Knowledge. It's as simple as that.
The narration says, the young boy stood with his donkey, who was transporting water from the Nile River to his family, the sons of Abd al-Rasul, who work in excavations in the Valley of the Kings in Luxor at the beginning of the last century. After he discovered that water was falling from the jars he was carrying, so he decided to tie them back together, and when he put it, one of the jars on the ground hit something hard, so he uncovered it with his small axe, and it turned out to be a step. The boy immediately informed the British man who had nearly despaired of searching for the tomb of Tutankhamun for 5 long years, Howard Carter, who threatened Lord George Carnarvon to stop funding his expedition. Immediately, Carter went to the location of the stairs, and 16 steps descending to a cemetery were revealed when Carter placed his head on the 4th of November 1922 inside a niche overlooking the cemetery from the inside. He said, "It is the day of all days." Carter and his team made history with the biggest discovery ever, forcing its way into the tomb through untouched and unprecedented amounts of gold treasure for a king in the world. At the door of the burial chamber, 2 life-size wooden statues of King Tutankhamun stood guarding the room, and inside the royal tomb of the young King Tutankhamun emerged the holy of holies of discoveries throughout the ages. King Tut was sitting inside 4 gilded funerary coffins, and he was wearing a golden death mask on his face. The mask, which weighs 10 kilograms, depicts the king as a god carrying a stick and a flail. It was polished of gold, lapis lazuli, and precious stones in an amazing way in terms of the accuracy and splendor of the design, so that he would think that whoever rose by polishing it like this, he used modern machines, not the hands of the Egyptians 3,000 years ago or more. The mask is made of pure gold and is 54 centimeters high and contains more than 9 kilograms of pure gold. The mask is composed of 2 layers of gold that have been joined together by hammering. It is engraved, polished, and studded with a number of precious stones. King Tut ascended the throne at the age of 9 and ruled until his death at the age of 18 or 19. He was not a major player in the history of pharaonic Egypt. Compared to other pharaohs, almost nothing was known about him before the discovery of Howard Carter's tomb, and there was little documentation that existed inside his tomb about the life of the king, which made him the most famous of the kings with his funerary possessions, and not with his history. He was not called the King Tutankhamun at birth, but he was named by the priests of Amun, after the king returned them to the facade and restored the worship of the ancient god Amun, and his name means the living image of the god Amun. The young King Tut assumed power after his father at the age of 9, and he died in the prime of his youth at the age of 18. History did not reveal the death of King Tut and whether he was murdered or not.
Holy moly, moly, moly.